Hi, today I'm going to try a couple of techniques for doing camouflage patterns on models. I've got a Lancaster at the moment which I'm building, and I'm about ready for the camouflage paint at the moment, but I've pretty new to airbrushing, and I'm going to airbrush it, you see, and I just want to look at some techniques that don't involve enlarging images and stenciling and stuff. I'd love to do a bit of stenciling, but I haven't got the equipment to do that. You know, I haven't got like a scanner or a photocopier. So I've researched some techniques, and I'm going to try them out. I'm going to test different ones. Now, I've always been used to hand painting, and you know, this is all like hand painted with, I didn't use any mask at all. It was all done very meticulously, very steadily, very patiently, but obviously it's time consuming when you do it like that, so I'm trying my hand at airbrushing anyway. We'll see what we do. So in order for me to test some techniques, what I have here is some scrap plastic from the model that I was they're building. It's these like Bombay doors, but they're not being used in this particular model. What I've already done for it to have the same conditions as the model, it's had a coat, or you know, several coats of primer, light primer, and then a few coats of the lighter colour of the camo paint. So I'd always go for light first and then put dark on after. So this has been left to dry, and it's pretty much ready to go. So I've got two sides, and it's just a case of sticking them on there. So three different techniques. I'm going to use just plain liquid latex, because I really want to see what the finish it gets, you know, the lines it gives you. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try the blue tack method, which is rolled into little thin strips and put on there. Then you mask it up with liquid latex as well. And then I'm just going to use plain old thin masking tape as well, just because this stuff you can bend it. And now this is 3mm. I've got some 2mm there. I'll probably use the 2mm actually, because it'll bend a bit easier. So I'm going to just do a comparison. So for example, I'm trying to try and compare them all three. So I'm going to reserve an area here for the liquid latex. I think here we'll have some blue tack, and I'm going to try two edges to this blue tack. I'm going to try a relatively thin sausage and a thicker sausage. So what I mean by that is, get your blue tack and I'm going to roll it out I'm going to do this thinly. Like so. And then what we do, we just, obviously it can conform to any shape you want then. So it's actually quite good to get curves, because you can get nice curves on it. So that's a rather thin, flat sausage. I'm going to try a bit of a thicker sausage now. It's a bit thicker, and then again just bend it round. Now of course where we're masking is going to be kept the lighter colour, and then we're going to a green to go over this. There we go. So what we have there, just a little thin sausage and a little thick sausage. Again, this is just an experiment. Let's do some really thin sausages as well. I just want to see what effects I get on the edge, you know what I mean? it's always good to test your technique before trying it. And like I say, this is something that I've researched, but I haven't actually done. This is my first go. So this is the blue tack method. We're going to use plain old liquid latex in a moment to fill that gap in, but before I do that, we're going to use some of this 2mm tape. There's 2 rolls there, look. And we're going to try masking as well. So we've got the tape there, and again this can just bend and conform to however you want it to, really. Just tuck that in. Okay, and then we will have maybe one here as well on this side. I'll get some scissors in a minute just to trim that off, but what I'm going to do, because I want to just try masking tape on its own, I'm going to use some larger tape just to fill in the main areas where I don't want the paint to go. So what I didn't like so far about the masking method is filling in the middle of it with mask. It was a very, well, with tape even, it was very just tedious, a bit time consuming, a bit fiddly, you know what I mean? I won't want to do that for a good while. But what I could do, if the lines, the edges for that work out nicely, I could just use liquid mask in the middle instead. It'd probably be easier, quicker, etc. So we're going to paint on now some liquid mask. We're going to put it on neat, we'll put a layer on neat, and we will infill the blue tack with this mask as well. Now, this stuff that I've got is from Humbrol. I've seen it being used on their channel. Looks okay, but they use it neat like that. So I just got a couple of lines, and I just want to see what when I've tried to use this like for masking clear parts, I find that it kind of flakes the edges off a little bit. Okay, and then we'll use this to also kind of go up to the edge of this blue tack. Like I said, I could use this method with masking tape as well. It's just the blue tack may give me an opportunity to have kind of neater, finer edges to the paint. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to leave that dry. This stuff will wash off in water if it's wet. Should never let it get dry in your paintbrush because you'll have a nightmare getting it out. There we go. So we'll leave that to dry. When it's dry, we will coat it in the green paint, and then we'll leave the green paint to dry, of course, and then we'll be able to take the mask off and see what kind of edges that we get on it. So I will come back to you once I'm ready to take the mask off. So I've put the second colour on now, and it's all pretty much dry. We're going to peel the mask off. So I'm going to do it one bit at a time. So just to recap, this area here has got liquid latex, this has got blue tack and liquid latex, and this is mask. Like masking tape, and this again opposite sides as well, masking tape in the middle, liquid latex at the end there. Blue tack and liquid latex here. So we'll see what the results are like. So I'll use a little cocktail stick. Just keep them steady there, and I'll just, there we go, gently peel it off. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. There's a little tiny smidgen of, if I get it up right close, as close as I can. You can see here there's just some very small rough edges there. It's not too bad, but overall that's come off quite nicely. Okay, so we'll look at the blue tack on this side. Again, just lift the blue tack off. Aha! Now what we have here is a slightly different effect. We've got a bit of, I think that's what they call feather in there. Because of the rise of the blue tack, obviously a bit of overspray can get under and it kind of feathers it in. It's not a bad little effect actually. Obviously you can see a little bit of the liquid mask bled off because I put too much on originally and you've got a nice straight edge there, but where the blue tack's been, it's a very kind of like blended in kind of look, you know, compared to the very straight edge of the liquid latex. See that? Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of it then. We'll just we'll peel this masking tape off here. There's a lot of little bits. Yeah, I mean, the masking tape method, you get the same kind of effect as the liquid latex, to be fair. It's bled a little bit underneath as well where the corners are. But then again, the masking, I suppose it's more beneficial for smoother curves and long strips rather than tight corners, you know. It's not too good for that. So we'll get the rest off now, we will. So we'll do this other side with the blue tack. Again, I'm kind of liking the blue tack method, although it does leave a little bit of residue behind. It's lifted the paint a little bit, but then again, when I put this mask on, the paint underneath was really dry. But oh no, that's just rubbed off. That's good. There's probably a little bit of residue just came off there. And finally, this mask here. Yeah, that peeled it off then, you see. It's the only problem with that, you get the... Okay. So I've got to try that anyway, because although the liquid latex is alright, it looks good, peeling it off can be a bit catastrophic sometimes. You can see here a clear lifting of the paint. You can see it, it is just kind of round there, and it's lifting a bit there. Obviously it tore it there because I actually drew it around about there. I didn't go as far as that, so it's taken that layer off with it. This is masking tape, that's masking tape, and then we have here the blue tack method. So sorry, you can't see that. So we have here There we go. I'll come out, it's easier, won't it? So we have here, and here is the blue tack and liquid mask method. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that blue tack residue, if any's left on there, you can kind of just see the shine. It does actually clean off a little bit with your finger as I rub it along. But what it does, it gives you that blended in look about it. And I think that's what I'm going to go for, and it's quite easy and quick to do. So, guys and girls, my little experiment found that what I'm going to do when I do the camouflage paint on the Lancaster is definitely going to do the method of blue tack and liquid mask. It was quite easy to put on. I think I need to use thinner pieces of blue tack, smaller rolls rather than larger ones. But I think the larger the roll, the better effect I get actually. Maybe in the middle. Yeah. So there we have it. So it's quite an easy thing to do. It's not too bad. It doesn't cost a lot. You don't have to faff around too much. And again, with blue tack, you can pretty much rectify your mistakes if you need to. If you find that your line that you want to draw with it isn't perfect, you can adjust it quite simply and easily without too much hassle. The only negative thing is the residue that it leaves behind. There is a little bit, but that's neither here or there. You can live with that. I'm sure you can, unless you want to go into stenciling. But yeah, liquid latex on its own, it's okay. Be careful. Masking tape, if you like doing it that way, that's up to you. But I didn't like it. I think it's better for like I say, long edges and smoother curves rather than tight corners. So there we are. Hope you learnt something then. Thank you.